Savannah Dietrich, who is a 17-year-old who was a victim of sexual assault. And let's go ahead and watch the video and then we'll comment on it.
Dietrich was sexually assaulted about a year ago when she passed out after drinking. Two teenage boys assaulted her, took pictures, and shared those pictures with others. I'm at the point that if I have to go to jail for my rights, I will do it. If they really feel it's necessary to throw me in jail for talking about what happened to me, as opposed to throwing these boys in jail for what they did to me, then I don't understand justice.
Okay, so obviously that needs a little bit of context here. What actually happened is that all of these individuals are underage. And so during the court proceedings, she had tweeted out the names of her attackers, and apparently there was kind of a gag order on her to be able to do that, and it was a term of a plea agreement that had been settled between the boys for pleading guilty to first-degree sexual assault and misdemeanor voyeurism, which could carry 180 days in jail and a $500 fine. Now, Savannah claims that she didn't know about the plea agreement, and she was just, I think, at this point fed up with all of the time that had gone into this, with what she felt was a slap on the wrist kind of punishment, or would-be punishment. And so she tweeted out the names of these boys, and the boys' lawyers wanted to basically charge her with contempt for violating that agreement.
So there was a possibility that she was going to go to prison when she was the one who was sexually assaulted.
Exactly.
So that seemed a bit much to a lot of people in the country, and in fact Change.org did a petition to make sure that that didn't happen to her, 80,000 signatures, and now we've just found out that it turns out that those lawyers for the boys have withdrawn what they were trying to charge her with, so that she's not going to be held, responsible for those actions, and she won't be going to jail or anything along those lines. Now, what do you think, though, about the essence of the case? Let's say she did know about it. If she didn't know about it, she didn't know about it. She's angry. She tweets it out. Yeah. Everybody's on her side, right? Yeah. If she did know about it, is she fully within her rights to say, I don't give a damn what the judge said. This happened to me, and I'm not going to let them get away with it?
Well, that's what I want to know. I mean, I think that this is a difficult situation because the legal structure as it stands doesn't allow for minors' names to be released. She actually willfully released her name to the media with her parents' permission because she wanted to raise awareness about this. But because of the terms of the agreement, she wasn't allowed to release these boys' names. Now, her lawyer was arguing that this is obviously a violation of free speech. And so it makes me wonder if the boys' lawyers hadn't dropped the charges and this had actually gone before a jury, where would it have come out? Would this have been found to be a violation of free speech? I don't know, because it seems like this issue is coming up more and more and more. Obviously, we don't want to see a victim be victimized in court.
Yeah.
We don't want to see, but that's the thing that we have to remember. When the laws are drafted, they're not drafted with all of this context. They're drafted, pertaining to that particular thing. And of course, protecting the identities of young people, whether they are victims of a crime or whether they actually perpetrated the crime, I think is important.
Right, and I think that no reasonable court would have put her in jail for this anyway. And I think that what they're trying to do is understandably protect juveniles who've been charged with some crimes. Now, it seems understandable if you're not involved in the situation, but if you're her parents, it doesn't seem understandable at all. And especially if you thought that they got a light sentence to begin with, then you're doubly outraged. I think that they have the law in place to make sure that adults don't violate it, meaning, if you're not involved in the case and you're releasing the name of those boys to the press, then I think a lot of us would agree, wait, you should face contempt charges. Yeah. There was a gag order. You've got nothing to do with this case. Why did you do that? And there's a reason why we protect juveniles, right? Now, having said that, in this case, I think that there isn't a court in the country that would have said to her, oh, no, you're not allowed to talk about the sexual assault that you faced.